Alright, are we going? Okay, we're going. Alright, hey out there, online community. Ninja here again. Um, well, this particular time, I'm actually still out here with the butter knives. I'm actually having some fun with them. Just wanted to talk about some things. One of them being that, a lot of people keep assuming or thinking or feeling that they really need firearms to, really do some damage to somebody out there, or, just really, protect themselves. I'm out here with cutlery, alright, butter knives. Not very good grade of butter knives, just butter knives. You can spread your toast, copyright reasons, I can't show that. Yeah, toast. They're not sharp, they got a little ridge, there's no point on them at all. And I'm hearing all these guys, big boys, these little strongmen type, walk around saying and telling me that I need a AR-15, you gotta get yourself a gun there, you need a firearm. I'm like, I kind of really look at a lot of these people, I really do. Because I don't really need a firearm. I've never needed a firearm. Firearms, honestly, to me, are for guys that literally, they have a weak man complex deep down inside, buried. It's buried. It's that tiny little guy that feels like he's gonna get rolled on and everything by some other bigger guy, or somebody's gonna rob him, or he's gonna get rolled on by a squirrel. So the first thing they need, or a lot of people just tell them, man, you need a firearm, you need a gun, man, you gotta protect yourself. And you don't need a firearm. You really don't. I mean, I stress that. People, you just don't. If you know what you're doing out here, like I said, I'm out here having fun with kitchen cutlery, butter knives. I mean, people think I'm out here spreading toast or something, but they are highly effective at certain ranges. You don't really need an AR-15. This butter knife right here, this, I will spread your toast with this right here. But yeah, oh, that one's really in there. They do some pretty significant damage, but I mean, honestly, I don't like throwing at people. You shouldn't. But in self-defense, hey, you can use a lot more than just an AR-15. I mean, how you gonna get that thing around? You can't exactly walk through malls with that thing, now can you? Even concealed carry, there's more than one way to protect yourself. 9 times out of 10, if you can get out and everything before the shooting happens, or I would always advise, an escape route first. Because usually guys out there are bigger, well, sometimes they're not, but sometimes they're very armored and have a lot of firearms, a lot of firepower they're coming in with. All you gotta do, just first and foremost, try and escape, try and get out of there. To be honest, let me give you guys some really useful advice. If you're ever in a grocery store and a shooter comes in and he's tripping, try and get to the grease aisle. The aisle where there's a lot of cooking oils and everything else. I know we're in a shortage right now, but hey, shooter comes in, try and puncture the bottles and get him at his feet. As far away as you can, and as long as you can get it all over. It'll restrict his mobility. Another thing, peppers, blinding agents, bleaches. Sometimes you gotta fight back. But if you have to. But if you have to go anywhere and you're on a slick floor, use oil to get away. It's very helpful. I've used it before. And a lot of times if you're actually elementary school kids, if you haven't been had it yet, or you hear something popping down the street or down the hallways, I would say try and get to an escape route and try and be as stealthy as you possibly can. Do not be heard. Anywhere else, city centers, try and just run away. But, honestly, if you got to fight, you really have to, and you don't want to, and you must, You know, it's either you or him. He's already made his decision. You got to make yours. Give him hell before you go. Honestly, I can say. You know, not everybody's a fighter out there. Not everybody's got combat ability, training, and everything else. Just try and make your, try and make your escape, I would say, the best you possibly can. It's getting dark out here in the country. Ooh. Actually, let me get another piece of that. It's getting very dark out here in the country. I mean, like, it's getting very, very, like, we're going through dark times, people. You know, and it does suck. It really does. It's not going to be easy the next couple of days. And honestly, we just lost women. I apologize for everything you had to go through. And honestly, Roe versus Wade, that y'all didn't deserve that. You really didn't. And it's not fair. You know, in the end, we got to come to the realization that we're being ran by a bunch of dinosaurs, people. These guys are older. They're an older class trying to rule our generations. You know, the generations after them, they've always tried to run and rule, like, you know, just run us into ruin. They've had control of a generation that they know nothing about. They can't even program iPhones. They don't know how computers work. They barely know how technology works. It's time we actually stood up and actually ran our own generations. It was time we actually, got out there and really just, people, we got to take control of our own generation. Non-violently, no violence. We had enough of that now. That's primitive. That's their world. That's the old ways. We got to build anew. You know, honestly, the power that they seek or the power that they keep saying they have over you, they don't have it. It's not real. You guys got to wake up out there. It's not real. This power has never been real. You know, honestly, they don't have the power to come into your house and tell you what to do because, you know, hey, that's just it. They don't have that kind of power. They don't have the power of a king, a queen, any form of monarchy or royalty. If anything, people, we have all the power. We have all the labor out here. We're actually the ones at the helm. They're just managing, or micromanaging at that, hoping to get a paycheck off of the labors of others. It's not really all that cool, you know. We want control of our own, like, you know, space. We want control of our own, like, you know, generation. We need to get that. We got to get out there, vote. Honestly, I'm looking for impeachment. I'm looking for, you know, we got to get these justices and crooked congressmen out and everything. The fastest way, find ways to impeach them. Find ways to get them from office. You know, non-violently. Now, you know, remember that, non-violently. You know, voting would help, but it takes too long. We got to find a way. Because honestly, if you ask me, I'd say a lot of justices this day and age are actually, and a lot of senators and a lot of people, they're honestly being, they're guilty of obstruction of justice, because all they've done was obstruct every way that our country has and everything to make it, to get somewhere. You know, to have a piece of our own. They've done this. So honestly, I believe they should be charged for obstruction of justice. They've been doing, and they're going to continue to do, because honestly we allow it. We got to do more. You know, we're trying, we're being stopped, but we got to keep fighting. Something's wrong with this blade. Oh yeah, that's right, it's a butter knife. But you know, we got to pull it together as a nation. You know, like I said, they're dividing us up and everything, but hey, as with these divided smaller parts and everything, we have many, you know, we have many fighters out here for this, like, country's soul. You know, for this country's, like, every way of life. You know, every way of life and everything we live. Like, I don't know, if it's Democrat, if it's Republican, if it's, like, independent, if it's, like, you know, rap guy and everything, or rock girl, or, like, you know, music or non-music, people that like iPhones, people that like Android. We got differences everywhere out here in this country. We all got to pull it together right now. And I'm out here proving self-defense doesn't just rely on a firearm, but a butter knife. That says something. That tells us the lies we've possibly been told. We don't need guns for power. We've never needed them. You know, we've never really needed anything like other than like, you know, self-awareness, wit, you know, protection of one's community, you know, eyes up, like eyes out, like watch things. We got iPhones now. We can prevent crime. We can prevent people from getting attacked. We can do all that now. It's not like 94 when we didn't have any of this technology we have now. You know, I'm not even using technology right now. I'm using freaking butter knives, man. Butter knives. And this is actually proving a point. Ooh, I'll go get that right now. All right. This does take a lot of strength at times. Oh, I am very accurate. These things are a little heavier than your average butter knife. But I'm out here with butter knives, guys. That's shattering a power scale right there in itself. Yeah, it really is. Because you don't really need a whole lot of firearms. You don't need a whole lot of firepower to do anything out there like that. I don't know why people keep lying to people, making them feel like that, you know? But anyways, I'm going to try and get a little bit more into the political scale, and I can care less of what YouTube says. Because honestly, I know a whole lot of, like, you know, attorneys. I know how to play dirty. Or on their level, at least. You know, I got to get in the political ring. I got to weigh in. I'm stepping in the ring now. You know, I mean, just throwing knives and everything else. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm also an animator, content creator, freelance artist. I can make music. I can do quite a few things, but it's time I laid in on a political scale. You know, my voice has power, and I haven't been using it properly lately, or even using it at all. So yeah, GOP, progressives, Democrats, Republicans, you now got Ninja in the ring. This is the level you brought it to. I'm not the one you wanted to mess with, especially on a political scale. I know too much. You guys put me in the grit, remember? So now I'm going to tell all your dirty deeds. Ninja, like, subscribe, show some love. Let's go get our country back, folks. Love you. Out.